Doing just fine, sweetie. All your hard work pays off.
She's fine, she's mine. Walking down the street, so man, beware. Man, she looks so neat, that face so rare. Anyone stop and stare? One look, you're hooked. Got your money took, you got it, go, go, girl. You got it, go, go, girl.
Welcome everyone to Jodie LA. Today we are going to talk about a mystery that a lot of people that live in Los Angeles or even heard of it is a Thelma Todd case. And my guest is Sylvia Stoddard. Welcome.
Hi, Jodie.
And you are a researcher of all the Hollywood stuff.
Sure. Particularly mysteries.
Yes.
I love things that nobody's ever been able to quite figure
And
out.
Thelma Todd has been a mystery, and even to me,
Yeah.
which I have it all backwards. I didn't really
Yeah.
understand it. So let's start with saying who Thelma Todd was for people that may not know.
She was a very, very gifted comedian, singer, dancer. She did a lot of Marx Brothers movies. She did many comedies with Patsy Kelly. She was very popular with the whole party crowd, you know, the people who kind of threw the parties, who went to the parties, and it was everyone. And she was a very bubbly, interesting, charming woman. Who night that Thelma Todd died in December of 1935, she had been to the Trocadero, a marvelous nightclub on the Sunset Strip.
Sunset Strip, right.
The property, oddly, has been vacant virtually ever since. It's right, there's a driveway next to Chin Chin. It's right on the other side. That's where the Trocadero was. And Billy Wilkerson, who owned the Hollywood Reporter, owned the Trocadero.
I see.
And it was the in spot for a while, as they come and go on the Sunset Strip, the Macambo, the interlude, the crescendo, the whiskey, you know, Ciro's, everything. And Ida Lupino, who was just getting her start as an actress and was younger than Thelma. Thelma was in her 30s and Ida was probably 18 or 19, but she was already in the business. And her parents had been vaudevillians, very famous in England. And they threw a party for Ida that night, and Thelma wanted to go, and she did. But Roland West was tired of her partying all the time, and he said, "You'll be home by 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. She says, "Well, I'll be home at 2 a.m. if I feel like it." And she didn't take her own car. She was a very wise woman. She had a driver because she knew she wanted to drink.
Right.
And so she had a driver. And she stayed at the Trocadero till about 2:30 when the last group of people were leaving. And he drove her home. And she knocked on all the doors of that large structure where they lived, the front doors and the doors upstairs that actually led to their apartments. Roland West had locked everything up.
He locked her out of the house.
Locked her out of the house. So she walked, and it's a good 2,000 feet. And so she walked up to her garage where her car was parked. She drove a Lincoln Phaeton. She had on a gorgeous blue sequined evening gown, form-fitting, very, very elegant, kind of Jean Harlow style. And she got into her car in the garage, hoping that, well, maybe she could sleep there that night, whatever. Maybe he'd come out and find her and forgive her and let her into the house. Well, what he did was he went up there and he locked the door of the garage. It was a very cold night. It was December. She turned on the car, and she died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
So she went in the car, turned it on.
Probably around 5 a.m.
Now I know he probably have a picture of that garage and
Yes,
the house.
right.
Let's see if we can put up. Now that's it right there on the
That's-
Pacific Coast Highway.
That's the building, and if you look real hard on the right side of the big central arch, that is the sidewalk, Thelma Todd Sidewalk Cafe. Up above where those trees are, that's Roland West's home where his wife lived.
I see.
And the garages are not visible in that picture. The White House was just one of the first houses in the area. But the interesting thing was 2 weeks before she died, Thelma was going to open a nightclub in that top rotunda.
Oh, she was. So it was going to
Yes.
be like 2 places?
Yes.
Oh, she was. I
And
see.
and it was like 9 days away, the opening.
Uh-huh.
And it was up in that top rotunda. There's a sign in that picture that says Joya's, and that was going to be the name of the nightclub.
Oh.
But stranger things happened, but Joya was Roland's pet name for his wife,
For his
whose name was Jewel Carmen, who
I
lived
see.
in the house up on the hill, whose garage they used, and
I
where
see.
Thelma died.
Uh-huh.
It's always pretty much everything about the murder has been essentially solved. So, 2 writers from Los Angeles Magazine truly got the true story from Zazu Pitts as on her deathbed.
Because I think most people thought it was a mafia hit.
Yes, and
And it wasn't.
and it really wasn't. It was really an accident. I mean, he didn't kill her, Roland. He was just trying to teach her a lesson. He never dreamed she'd turn on the car
Now, why would she turn on the car?
because it was cold.
And she didn't know that could kill her. Or she
Evidently
probably
not.
bombed and
She had a
wasn't thinking.
huge Lincoln Phaeton, and I'm sure it belched tons of carbon monoxide. It's my theory that she went down, undressed Thelma's body, put on the dress, and drove that
And
Lincoln
became her.
Phaeton all over town.
Now, I know we have a couple pictures, one of Thelma and one of this woman, which I'd
Right.
like to have put up.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
that's-
the Thelma when she was found dead,
That's
right?
the coroner,
Uh-huh.
and Thelma found dead. The only injury to her body was a bloody spot on her chin where they thought it hit the steering wheel.
Uh-huh. And that's
There
Thelma.
she is.
Yeah. A Jean Harlow type.
Yes, but she was a kind of a wacky comedian and just bubbly
Bubbly.
and fun.
Sort of like a Judy Holliday, maybe?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what might be an interesting topic. We can also
Yes.
go with this too. Is the Sunset Strip?
Certainly.
Because we can
It
go
has
way
a-
back, and then our generation,
Yes.
what it's become today.
It's got a fabulous history.
It does have a fabulous history.
It's just a magical place. Today, yesterday, tomorrow, when the Doors were there, when you and I were there.
Yes.
When,
Oh, I saw the Doors at Whiskey's.
yes, yes, yes.
I remember that. It's a little different today.
Yes.
But so I want to thank you.
You're
thank
very
you, Sylvia.
welcome.
You're a great guest.
You're
I
welcome,
look forward
Jodie.
to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to thank everybody out there for watching Jodie LA. Until next time, good night. I think that was very fast.
You're doing just fine, sweetie. Yo, you're hard work,
Fine, she's mine. Walking down the street, so man, beware. Man, she looks so neat. That face, so rare.